This physical and emotional pleasure comes layered with anxiety and adrenaline. BMW made its intentions perfectly clear when bringing the R9T motorcycle with its iconic boxer engine and its classic roadster looks to the world of the street cred conscious customer. They sat their bike atop a modern retro segment of the market, which is a perfect place to be, because who can resist this cool style, yet with an engine having its roots in the mid-20th century? Can this German thoroughbred deliver emotional pleasure together with 21st century dynamics and 21st century performance? Well, why don't you join me, Roger Bailey, on a journey of discovery across some of the very best roads that the UK has to offer. Coming up. My R9T journey started off here at Halliwell Jones BMW Morrad in Chester, and with the fantastic guys who have supplied this bike.
So what makes a great driving road? Well, lack of traffic helps, of course, gorgeous scenery, and of course some nice curves and a quality motorcycle. And I think we should just stop up for a while now and take a look at this quality motorcycle, don't you? And our close look finds the R9T is dripping in build quality. It shows off a real presence with a muscular front end and a minimal rear end, finished off with a slender seat. It seems to have the stance of a prize fighter, and if we zoom in closer, we'll see some nice details coming into focus.
Up front, there's a solid set of upside down forks, Brembo brake calipers, steel braided brake lines, and a nice die-cast mudguard brackets and exquisite spoked wheels, which are quite simply an essential option. Moving along is the machine's standout feature, apart from that is from the huge cylinders protruding out from each side, which is the fuel tank, which is a thing of beauty, formed over the bike with sculpted side shapes where the rider's knees fit, and looking down from the riding position, there are analog dials which emphasise the retroness of the whole thing. It's shaft driven, of course, has ABS brakes, stability control, cruise control, and a few other contemporary rider aids. However, what it doesn't have is importance. The engine doesn't have a super light flywheel, there's no slipper clutch, and there's no electronics between the rider and all of those mechanical bits. What we have is a time-honed 1170cc boxer twin-cylinder engine, which you feel twisting around and vibrating while it's punching out its 109 brake horsepower. Make no mistake though, this motor will rev to its red line in an instant. I may be getting slightly obsessed here, so time I think to get on this bike and take in some moving air. Yes? Okay.
Regular viewers of my videos know that I'm big into cars, and that's Porsche cars mainly. So why am I obsessive about motorcycles? Well, you see, it's like this.
You smell and see things on a motorcycle in a way that a car doesn't offer. In a car, you are sitting in a compartment viewing through a window frame. Everything you see is as an observer. On a bike, the frame is gone, you are within the scene, and the sense of presence is magnificent. You can see the tarmac speeding past your feet just a few inches below. All of your senses are salted, and you feel exalted experience where the world is focused into life. Journeys are filled with pleasure. It's peace tempered with a sense of trepidation, mixed from time to time with adrenaline-fueled excitement. Acceleration and speed and cornering on two wheels is a pleasure of which there are few other forms, and your survival depends on you achieving a skill and a oneness with the machine beneath you. And the BMW R9T in particular is the sort of bike which involves you in its process, rather than like some modern machines with their electronic driving aids and smooth manners. You don't blindly hammer through the gears here as you might on another machine. Instead, you learn to be precise with clutch, throttle and the cog shifter. It has unique characteristics, rev match on the downshifts and you will feel torque twist from the longitudinally mounted engine. It's a quirky and at the same time an enjoyable experience. There's an astonishing amount of low-end torque on tap and you can rev it out for some decent speed. Then you can grab those impressive brakes for wrist-straining stopping power. This is a bike to ride properly. Reminiscent of simpler bikes of the 20th century, yet it's bang up to date at the same time. It's a brilliant partner, and once you are dialed in, you will find covering miles on good roads is a joy. And these sorts of roads, they're lovely B roads. They take advantage of the low centre of gravity, and it brings out an eagerness to turn in and make use of the bike's strong road holding ability. Its 221 kilogram weight is not noticeable. A quick shift of your weight, pull on the handlebars, and it sends it jinking this way and that with a nimbleness of a machine half its size. So, is there anything not to like about the R9T? Well, surprisingly there's no fuel gauge and I'm only getting about 140 miles of fuel range before the fuel warning light comes on, meaning range anxiety could be an issue. Other minor niggles include a small indicator switch being a bit of a fiddle, and the catalytic particulate filtered baffled exhaust is shamefully muted. This latter complaint can and often is sorted out with some aftermarket goodies. In fact, aftermarket goodies and parts for the R9T are very plentiful, allowing an owner many opportunities for customization, which further helps put this BMW into a niche all of its own. I could go on, but suffice to say, the truth is that the R9T is one of the all-time greats, perfectly judged, tons of character, a modern yet timeless design, and it's playing a game that not many others seem to be in.
The BMW R9T is an example of a manufacturer understanding precisely what a modern rider demands in a retro bike, brimming with soul and character. This BMW is not only a head-turner, it handles and performs as well as any modern motorcycle while retaining a real spirit of fun. We've discovered this authentic machine, this confident art form, combines all of these things in a powerhouse of real quality, both in feel and in presentation. Yes, it's expensive. However, the money BMW asks for an R9T is the price of resisting compromise. I hope you've liked this video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, and comments are always welcomed. I read every single one and I'll reply to most. And please feel free to take a look at one or two of my other videos. My thanks again. See you soon. Ride safe.
Make your legs start to shake when I pop your hood. I give you all my money, I give you all my honey. So what your man got to do to get a woman like you? If I got to bed, or if I have to plead, or if I have to fight, or if I have to bleed, if I tell a lie, or if I speak the truth, well, tell me, baby, what's a man? Oh, what's a man? What's a man got to do